Hey guys, this is the team at Motivation Mindset here, and today's video is going to be a little special and out of the ordinary because that's the situation we find ourselves in now. So, over the last couple weeks we've been working like mad to bring you the best motivational speeches we could possibly put together from various speakers such as Steve Jobs, although mainly we picked Andrew Tate. The reason we mostly stuck by Andrew is because that's exactly what most of you guys seem to like the most. He's a very relevant personality right now and people want to hear what he has to say. That's what you, the people, wanted. Our videos all did really well, amassing over 1 million views, and they were still on the rise. This is insane to us. Over 1 million people who chose our work to motivate themselves to get things done, to make a change in their lives, to pursue their goals, to study harder, to question their life choices, for pure entertainment or curiosity, or, at the very least, for those less sure about him, to use their critical thinking skills and consider Andrew Tate's point of view on things and whether some of his ideas have merit, instead of just blindly rejecting him like many others would. Because a remarkable sign of a smart person is the ability to keep an open mind and give a fair chance of other ways to view the world, because that's what freedom of speech is about. As it stands on Voltaire's biography, "I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." If nobody questions the way we think, then our society is doomed into falling into groupthink. We become sheep who think and act not in a way that is most beneficial for us, but rather by letting our external influences decide how we must live. We miss important insights that can lead to better life choices and an improved quality of life. As Steve Jobs said in one of our previous videos, don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. That's why freedom of speech is so important, and that's why what we experience today deeply saddens us, both for our own sake as well as that of the current state of this platform. Because today, YouTube decided to remove all of our Andrew Tate videos, which we spent weeks working on, claiming that they break the community guidelines. Now, we're not sure where exactly these videos are supposed to break any guidelines, and it's not like YouTube bothers to explain it either. Clearly, if we give them the benefit of the doubt, it must be because of our metadata such as our thumbnails or our titles, since they took a minute or less to take down all 5 of them, as we can see in our YouTube studio, so no human could have possibly watched them. However, we still can't imagine what's so bad about them, and certainly YouTube is full of very similar content that doesn't get taken down. The explanation seems simple to us. Some people simply report our videos, which, when you have an audience of over 1 million viewers and over 15 million combined impressions, is always to be expected, and some YouTube moderators saw that we were talking about a controversial personality they didn't like and pressed the red button. Or, if it's nothing personal, then YouTube has plans to start taking down Andrew Tate videos and silence his ideas. Either way, this is an attack on freedom of speech, and it's sad that the media and the big companies are working so hard to decide whose opinions are to be deemed valid and selectively censor those who disagree with them. Because that's what's really going on here. As Tate himself would have said, if he could give him a chance, you must conform to the reality they want you to believe or be excluded from the system. And this goes so much deeper than YouTube. All of our society, from social media to the government, wants to press us to act and think in a particular way, and being excluded from society as a whole is not a joke. Anyway, if you're wondering why our Andrew Tate videos have been removed, this is the reason why. We have appealed YouTube's decision and are awaiting a response, but right now with our experience on this platform, we don't really have our hopes up and fear that we'll have to be extra careful in the future not to say anything that the big brother here doesn't want us to say, or suffer the consequences. We've been discussing where to head now for a couple of hours, and, considering the audience we have built so far, have decided to expand our horizons and shift our focus to covering news and stories about Andrew Tate, and eventually other influential people we think you'll care about. We haven't given up, and we'll keep making motivational videos just as good as our previous ones, but we'll have to think twice about what kind of messages we push in them from now on. As a viewer, we think you must never forget that the kind of content you consume on YouTube is subject to a certain degree of censorship. This is the sad state of affairs the main social media sites are in right now, so keep your eyes open. If you're a new viewer, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy our content, and thanks for watching.